Welcome to the How to Write a Book podcast, the show that helps you plan, write, and publish your book, even if you're a beginner or just feel like one. Now, for your host, she's written over a dozen books and helps others bring their books to life. Here she is, Massiel.
Hey everyone, and welcome to the How to Write a Book podcast. What is up? It is day 4. Way to go. Excuse the microphone glitches that we've had. I'm sorry about that. As I said, we've had some, mishaps, misplacements. And so I've had to rely on some old equipment. But you know what? We're going to make it work. And that really is how it goes when it comes to our creative process. It really does have to do with like this whole idea of just pushing forward. There will be things that try to stop you. There will definitely be people, excuses. I mean, you name it, that will try to stop you. And I'm here to tell you that all this stuff is totally normal. It's not a sign from the universe that says you shouldn't do this. It's actually a sign from the universe that says, how serious are you about this? Let me put you to the test, okay? So I want to go ahead and remind you about that and let you know that I'm here for you. And also, if you need some encouragement, I've got you. If you just need to just say, hey, can you just tell me to write this book? Go ahead and find me on Instagram at Massiel Writes. I'm on there. And, if you just want to tag me and just be like, hey, can you just share some inspiration? Dude, I would be happy to do that. I'm happy to do that. All right. So let's go ahead and just kind of tap into this, really quickly since we have a couple more to tackle. So, it is day 4. And in case, obviously, this episode's going to be a little behind, but like I said, there's a lot going on right now, and we're going to go ahead and show forgiveness and compassion towards where we're at. So, let's talk a little bit briefly about outlines. Now, if you've been a long-time listener of the show, you kind of already know these outlines. So I'm just going to do a little bit of an overview of the outlines that you could be doing for NaNoWRIMO, for National Novel Writing Month. So the first one is a pre-outline. It's an outline that you actually sit down, you work through it, you ask yourself questions about the plot, some character development, things like that, and it helps you to kind of get a cohesive view of the story. So you can begin writing. And now many times what happens with writers is that even though you write an outline, it doesn't show up to be that same version when it comes to the final draft. And that's completely normal. One of the things that I find outlines good for is really just to have the motivation to show up. Sometimes we feel like just so overwhelmed by the blank page. And it's not because it's blank, it's this idea that today's a day that it's not going to work out and I'm actually a fraud and, et cetera, et cetera. And what an outline does is that it kind of helps you to jump over that and instead say, well, I'm here, I'm ready to write, and there's something that needs to be written, so I can go ahead and do that and I will edit later. The other kind of outline is a reverse outline. I really love reverse outlines, especially if you are a writer who writes by the seat of their pants, or in other words, just, you just don't write with an outline, you just go for it. And then a reverse outline is essentially when you write the events of the story, you write your story, you write your book, but then you add in the outline as you are going. So you begin to kind of, essentially you write the story and then you do like a chronological order, if you may, of what's going on, and then you can mix it around if your events change. But what it does is that it doesn't limit you to, just adhere to the outline that you've written ahead of time. It kind of allows you to make it up as you go. And also there's a wide variety of outlines in between that. You could have note cards, you could have a fully fleshed outline, you could have a zero draft. I love zero drafts. I absolutely love zero drafts. But one of the things with zero drafts is that it's hard to keep track of where you are in the story, which is where a reverse outline can come in handy. But we'll talk about more about that in another episode. So y'all, thank you so much for listening. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Go get them. And remember, your story deserves to be told, so do not give up.
Hey there, writer. Thank you for listening to the How to Write a Book podcast with your host, Massiel Valenzuela. If you like the show, we'd be happy if you left a review. For more information on writing and the writer's life, go to www.themassiel.com. That's www.themassiel.com. We'll see you on the other side.